The following podcast contains opinion and commentary protected by the First Amendment and fair use. It may also contain adult themes, adult concepts, and adult language not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
The moon hung low on a desert sky. Cactus shadows danced as they rolled by. Blue lights flashed in the dead of night. Scottsdale's finest came for a fight. Laura Owens sat with her coffee cold. In her little casita, her secrets untold. A knock on the door turned to boots on the floor. The life she knew wasn't hers no more. Oh, the walls whisper stories they'll never reveal, of hearts that are broken and time they can't heal. In the still of the night, under law's heavy hand, they raided her life in this desert land. They took her letters, her pictures too, searching for answers in what she knew. Her garden wilted under the law, a quiet life shattered by what they saw. Justice rolls slow like a dry riverbed, carrying whispers of words never said. In Scottsdale's shadow under starlit air, they left her alone with her burdens to bear. Oh, the walls whisper stories they'll never reveal, of hearts that are broken and time they can't heal. In the still of the night, under law's heavy hand, they raided her life in this desert land. Oh, the walls whisper stories they'll never reveal, of hearts that are broken and time they can't heal. In the still of the night, under law's heavy hand, they raided her life in this desert land.
Welcome, everyone, back to your favorite cubbyhole on the internet. We are back again with more Laura Owens as we approach this Independence holiday weekend. Yes, that's right. There is more, and there is new. There is fresh off-the-press stuff today. And it's so new, we may as well hit the breaking news button. That's right, there is some breaking news here in the cubbyhole this evening. It is evening here in the cubbyhole. And we'll start with the most exciting and the most inflammatory. I'm not going to bring everything up because we're not going to play it all. I'm just not going to dignify some of these people and their rants with coverage on this channel. And that's the way it shall be. But item number one. Rich Lieberman, friend of Ron Owens and part of the KGO stable of broadcasters, friend of Ron Owens, maybe loosely these days, we can't really tell because he waffles so much. It's just, we're not sure which side of the fence he's on. One day he's on the side of being in favor of Ron Owens. The next he's debating whether or not the GoFundMe is what it says it is. And he just can't seem to pick a side, but until he's done waffling, we'll just sit back and watch. But today, I think it was today, or was it yesterday? Whenever it was, recently, within the last 24 hours, Rich Lieberman posted an epic meltdown tantrum rant on his YouTube page, berating absolutely anyone who would be critical of him and his befriending of Ron and some other things. It was quite entertaining. I highly recommend you go look at it. You know, I'll throw him a bone. You know what? I'm feeling generous today. I'll throw him a little piece of kibble. He's caught in a little bit of a rock and a hard place. He doesn't quite know if he can trust Ron, yet he wants Ron to be his friend because Ron was such a legend. That's an awkward place to be when one's daughter is in serious trouble, and it will seem that Ron Owens himself may be in a bit of trouble, but we won't get ahead of ourselves just yet. That's later down the list, but we'll get to it, I promise. And this comes to us from the Daily Mail, UK. I'm not going to bring this up either because the amount of ads absolutely plastering this article are disgusting. And no amount of ad blocking will do it any good, so we'll just read it off the screen, and you can treat this a little bit like radio theater. Theater of the mind, but if you would like to look it up, it's available. You can find it certainly on the Justice for Clayton Reddit. That's where we are looking at it from. And the title, the headline of this thing is absolutely epic. I wish we had more of these. They're wonderful. And it says, ailing radio star forced to deny GoFundMe cash is going to daughter who sex stalked bachelor hunk X. It is indeed what Laura Michelle Owens did. She sex stalked Clayton. She was trying to force and coerce him and extort him into a relationship. And she was trying to hold the carrot of sex in front of him the whole time. Such strange things to do. We'll talk about her tendency to do some sexploitation a little bit later. This is written by Kelly Garino for the Daily Mail. An ailing California radio personality denied using his medical donations to pay his daughter's legal bills over claims she lied about being impregnated by a former Bachelor star. Ron Owens, a 79-year-old San Francisco Bay Area media veteran, shared a GoFundMe page earlier this month seeking $140,000 to cover mounting medical expenses from several worsening health issues, including Parkinson's disease and serious heart problems. They forgot cancer 4 times. Just pointing that out, but the timing raised eyebrows as his daughter, 34-year-old Laura Michelle Owens, faces 7 felony charges tied to a 2023 lawsuit alleging she falsely accused reality TV star Clayton Echard of getting her pregnant with twins. On Monday, the broadcaster took to Facebook to deny the rumors, calling the claims completely false and deeply hurtful. This is in quotes. Unfortunately, some individuals have made defamatory claims, suggesting the fund was created to support my daughter Laura and her legal expenses, Ron wrote. Laura has not received, requested, or accessed any of the GoFundMe contributions, and none of them have been or will be used for her legal matters, he added. Let me make it clear that I stand with Laura 100%, and I am disheartened by the online efforts to discredit us both. I think we know with great certainty that Laura Michelle Owens most likely, and if not guaranteed, wrote this herself. We know that she liked to play webmaster for Daddy's Things and for podcast things, and I wouldn't even be surprised if she did such things with her mom too. So calling things defamatory, which she is apt to do in just about everything that criticizes her or what she has done, is right on par. And I wonder if attorney Josh Colesrud is aware of these postings. This could be digging her hole even deeper, and it's only going to get worse. It seems that some of this may have been written while Mr. Colesrud was out of country, which would be also on par for Laura writing things in the middle of the night on social media. Oh dear. The article continues. On New Year's Eve, friends and family launched a GoFundMe to help Ron cover the financial challenges of his 23-year battle with Parkinson's disease and recent struggles with 4 bouts of cancer, including colon cancer. Well, there's the cancer at long last. We don't want the cancer to be left out. And there are in this article several pictures of Ron behind a microphone, also sort of glammy shots with Laura and Ron, and more glamour shots of Laura, and a great picture of Clayton. He looks very dashing in that suit. As of July 2, the radio star, best known for hosting KGO's The Ron Owens Report until 2021, had raised $129,736 toward his $140,000 goal. It comes less than 2 months after his daughter Laura was indicted in Arizona on 7 felony charges, including fraud and perjury, in a high-profile scandal involving Clayton Echard from season 26 of The Bachelor. She allegedly engaged in the deception from May 2023 to June 2024, all to seek child support from Clayton. Well, that's not all she was seeking. She was seeking a relationship. She wanted him to feel how tight she was after being pregnant by her. Strangely enough, we all know about the tight email, don't we? Or the tight letter, whatever it was, the tight email, I think it was. Laura was said to have given the reality star oral sex twice during a May 2023 encounter, with Clayton ending up leaving her distraught after attempting to end their fling the next day. 11 days after that, Laura claimed she was pregnant. In 2023, she filed a lawsuit demanding DNA testing to prove whether the 6'5" reality star is the father of her unborn twins, allegedly conceived during the one-night oral stand. I added the oral part. While Laura insisted she was certain Clayton was the father, the 31-year-old former bachelor firmly denied the claim, stating they did not have sexual intercourse, according to the court documents obtained by The Sun. He ultimately agreed to the paternity test and shared the official results on social media in October of 2023, confirming he was not the father of Laura's alleged twins. And there's more pictures of Ron and more glamour pictures of Laura and Ron. Skipping ahead, and more pictures of Ron, and the picture of Laura sticking out her stomach in a leopard print bra, I think is that one. And another picture of Clayton. The article continues. At the time, however, Laura claimed she suffered a miscarriage. This past May, felony charges filed against Laura alleged that she had altered an ultrasound image, fabricated a pregnancy video, and lied multiple times under oath to paint the reality star as the parent. Moreover, her alleged web of lies also included lying about her miscarriage. Clayton recently spoke with the Daily Mail about the prosecutor's decision to bring felony charges. Quote, "I'm celebrating the vindication I received from having these charges handed down to Laura, the perpetrator," he said in May. For her to be facing 7 felony charges is absolutely incredible. It was a shock to me. It was a shock to the other victims. We thought she may be charged, but we didn't think that she was going to get the severity of the charges that she did, he added, because a Class 2 felony being at the front end of those 7 charges is major. We have just been elated over the moon that this is the outcome that we were waiting on. It took a long time to get there, but the day has finally come where she's going to be facing some accountability. Laura has denied the accusations and will face trial later this year. That concludes the article by the Daily Mail UK. And in this next bit of breaking news, we learn that J.P. Morgan Chase Bank is filing a civil lawsuit against public figure Ron Owens and spouse to the tune of $51,861.07, citing delinquency, notably 6 or more months of missed payments on that outstanding balance, as filed in the complaint by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. They also assert plaintiff does not seek post-charge off interest. Plaintiff has made all demands and performed all other acts necessary to mature said claim against Ron Owens, which Ron Owens has failed to pay. The accompanying certificate of compulsory arbitration stipulates, if this summons and the other papers were served on you by a registered process server or the sheriff outside the state of Arizona, your response must be filed within 30 calendar days from the date you were served, not counting the day you were served. Service by a registered process server or the sheriff is complete when made. There is an accompanying certificate of compulsory arbitration, and it has stipulations about when they should respond within 30 days. The clock is ticking, Ron and Laura Michelle Owens. Tick-tock, tick-tock. All right. Is that enough breaking news? I think that's as much as I can handle for today. So let's go on to our subject for the day. That's really why we're here, but it just so happened that there was breaking news today. And we like to stay abreast of the breaking news, even when the breasts are small. Oh, that's just a bad joke. And we're back with the next part of this episode, talking about the musical stylings of Laura Michelle Owens. There's so much to talk about. Not so much her talent, but we'll talk about that too. Far more juicy stuff in this is actually what she wrote about and what she sings about. All the words that are supposedly hers, which I think they are for the most part, until we get to the other things that she collaborated with other people on. But before we talk about Laura specifically and Laura's voice and Laura's songs and so on and so forth, I want to give a little bit of a contemporary comparison that I think might have been a source of inspiration to her on some level. And that would be one musical star from Disney fame, also known as High School Musical, Ashley Tisdale. Ashley has one of these very sort of angelic voices that's very sort of pure and processed. There's really no natural vibrato in her work. It works very well for pop music and that kind of thing. I don't think less natural voices and lots of production and engineering of the voice does so well with country music as they did for Laura Owens. I just want to give you a flavor of Ashley Tisdale because I think she might have been a little bit of an influence on Laura. We don't know what Laura's musical influences could have been. Supposedly she listened to some country. It's hard to say, but Laura's voice is one that's rather inexperienced, shall we say. It's not a very natural voice, and they rely a great deal on processing and engineering to really make it come together. But that's not uncommon, and we hear it with even more well-known voices and actors like Ashley Tisdale. So I think it's worthwhile just to play a little bit of what she sounds like in a particular song. I can't find anything country of Ashley that she may have done. There may be something out there. I'm just not going to spend that much time doing it because this is only for comparison purposes, just to give you a sense of what sort of role model maybe Laura is looking at when she was trying to do her efforts. And I just find making some connections interesting, even if there may not be any, but this was very much the flavor of the early 2000s and was most likely some degree of influence on Laura when she was doing her thing.
I just don't believe it. You're always ready to give up and never turn around. But what if I need you, baby? Would you even try to save me? Or would you find some lame excuse to never be true?
Alrighty, that's enough of Ashley for you to get a sense of other things that were happening around the early 2010s. I think this is late 2000s. So, enough to maybe have given some influence. Laura would have been a teen at this time, give or take. But things tend to stick with us, and as one tries to develop their own artistic sense, if indeed they choose to do so, influence has become an important thing. So let's now go to Laura's stuff, and let's start talking about some of that. Now, I will have to preface the fact that I went to great lengths to squeeze in the virtual Steinway here into the cubbyhole, so much so that I had to chop some keys off and chop off some pedals and just shrink it down to size. But we do have something functional that, if necessary to talk about some music nerdery, we've got at least something we can plunk on, and that's all we need. That's really about all Laura needed too, but we'll give her some credit. They spent a lot of money doing this little adventure of hers, as they did with just about everything she's done, I think. I'm guessing they probably spent upwards of $5,000 a track for every one of Laura's songs. Instrumentation, doing all the production for recording musicians, and then doing the vocal sessions and so on and so forth. That adds up to a lot of money. And if they didn't spend close to $40,000 or $50,000 to do the not quite a dozen songs, she did roughly about 9 country songs and 3, maybe 4 others that start to explore beyond the realm of country music. And supposedly some of them, if not all of them, were recorded in Nashville, where things are definitely going to be expensive. So again, if there wasn't a boatload of money dumped into this ill-gotten venture, the echoes of which still linger in the memory chamber, it at least gives us things to talk about. And of course, the whole point of this is really less about Laura's musical ability, which is, I would say, amateurish at best. She's got a fairly low voice, strangely enough, not very much range. There's really no natural vibrato that I could detect. It's a very sort of flat, pushed, nasally, pinched kind of sounding voice. She's got a pretty low break where she has to work through the break, the passaggio, to do falsetto stuff in a fairly low range, even for someone that seems to be an alto. So it's pretty clear to me that it was not a very well-trained voice. She had some ability, probably a lot of singing in the car, maybe in the shower, God only knows. But it's not a voice with a great deal of study and experience. That much is clear. So it does rely a great deal on production value to make it all come together. Now, where we'll go first is the song Bad. For those of you who'd like to play along, or read along at the very least, sadly, there's not a whole lot of chords other than some of the things I've worked out looking at some of these things. You can find this on Hay Bale's page. That's all the best research and timelines. But you may look at this one. We will be looking at Bad. I am actually going to bring up mine because I did find some discrepancies in the lyric transcription. So I'm going to refer to mine because there's a couple of important things that weren't quite accurate in the Substack versions of Laura's lyrics. Some of which I will rely on just because once I discovered someone else had already thought of this idea, but hasn't talked about it a great deal other than on their page. I thought, well, I would just figure these things out on my own, and so I indeed started to do so. And we've even gone so far as to do a little bit of musical analysis, for which maybe we should get out of the way first. This particular song, Bad by Laura Owens, starts rather slowly. You would almost think it's a ballad. I was the sensible one, my head on straight, who'd laugh at all those girls. Okay, because I'm not Billy Joel, you know what? Let's just jump over. Let's jump over to the musical examples, okay? And then we can talk about some of the details after we take a look at what it sounds like. And this is in fact Laura's voice for the most part. There were a couple places in some of the other songs where I thought there may have been some substitutions in the falsetto points that didn't quite sound like her by and large. This is what she sounds like nearly a decade ago, in her early 20s, trying to sing. Let's take a little bit of the first part.
I was the sensible one, my head on straight, who'd laugh at all those girls. No man could shake me.
See, it's a very sort of whiny voice. And I don't find it very authentically country. It just seems to be someone who's trying to imitate country with sort of that, who laugh at all those girls. It's just, it's not authentic. It's not authentic, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Right from the get-go, it just kind of grates on me. It's sort of like cat screeching a little bit. I don't find it appealing. But let's look at the next part of this. We'll play chunks here and there. You know, we're trying to avoid who. We're trying to avoid summoning Voldemort. So we're going to break this up with commentary, as is required by fair use things. But while I'm stopped, isn't that an interesting photo cover? In a slinky little black dress. She's not holding the guitar, it's just in the picture, and I'm not sure if she knows how to play one other than farting around with one, maybe strumming. She might know a couple chords, but I don't think she's any great guitar player, any more than I do think she's any great singer. It's all very amateur, all of it.
No man could break me until a week ago. I'm not the jump, trip, fall into love kind of girl, the daydreaming, life scheming Pinterest girl, checking my text, dissect every word, timing your reply more than 5, I'm gonna cry off the screen.
So the verses of this particular song follow into a form that we would call somewhat of a patter song. There's lots of words. It's a very quick tempo. It has a certain alliterative quality, that very fast sung, sitting on sort of a reciting tone. There's not a whole lot of range. She starts on a C, and it doesn't get any further down than about an A or G. And it just sort of sits there. And then she goes a little bit higher. Not a whole lot going on there, musically speaking. So we sort of like to classify these sort of things as patter songs, where there's not a whole lot of melodic development. It's just a lot of words, and it's trying to happen at a fairly quick pace. And again, not much vocal range being demonstrated here. So let's go a little bit further into this, and let's see what develops from this particular song. And then we'll talk about all of the words. Really, again, the music isn't all that interesting. You can find this. I will leave links for all of this stuff for you to listen to on your own in the show notes.
Drive by real slow girl, the stutter in a flutter, turning red kind of girl, the Facebook stalk, tell a drop kind of girl, the boyfriend label after 2 dates girl. I didn't used to be this way. I know that I should feel ashamed.
All right, so here comes the chorus, the all-important hook.
Just want a chance with you. I got it bad.
And the chorus repeats. Yes, it's all very repetitive.
I got it for you bad. I want you bad.
All right. And in a nutshell, that's the song. We go into another verse that's very quickly sung, same sort of notes, lots of repetitive notes, flying by lots of words, and then we come back to the chorus, and at some point we get to sort of the outro, if you want to call it that. This is a 4-chord wonder song. We have the key of C, we have F, we have G, and then we have A, minor that is. And that's all there is to the structure of this song. And again, there's not much melodic development because she's really not that capable. She doesn't have a very limber voice. She can spit out some words to a certain degree. The diction's okay. It's not great. But, okay. For those of you who don't like the music nerding, you can skip ahead. But now we're going to go to the text because the text is important. All of the lyrics and what she writes gives us a great deal of insight. And that's what fascinated me about all of this stuff. Because otherwise I can't stand the music. I just can't. So the intro begins. I was the sensible one, my head on straight, who'd laugh at all those girls. No man could shake me, no man could break me, until a week ago. And the verse goes, I'm not the jump, trip, fall into love kind of girl. The day-driven, life-scheming Pinterest girl. Checking my text, dissect every word. Time when you reply, more than 5, I'm gonna cry. Now that's a discrepancy I discovered what was on the lyric sheet for Hay Bales and what I actually heard when I spent some time processing this on my own. And, well, we have resources in which to dissect audio a great deal. So that's an important thing. Time when you reply, more than 5, I'm going to cry. Obviously, not only are we talking about obsession, but we're talking about extreme impatience. Isn't that amazing? I find the references to being very present on social media rather interesting as well. Maybe that's a generational thing. I'm not so sure. The next phrase of that verse, not the scrutinized drive-by whistle girl. What's a whistle girl? Is that like cat calls? I'm not sure. The stutter and a flutter, turning red kind of girl. Well, I don't know. Does she turn red? Does she get embarrassed? It doesn't seem like she was on the witness stand during the paternity trial, does it? The Facebook stalk till I drop kind of girl. Well, she is. We know she's been stalking all kinds of people. She's stalking Lauren Knighty again right now, following her all over YouTube, trying to flag Lauren's content for harassment. Stupid bitch. She just can't take it. If we don't get hit by Laura with any of this discussion, nothing will happen. So far, at least as of the moment of this recording, we'll see what happens. Marked safe by getting striked by Laura Michelle Owens. Indicted felon. The boyfriend label after 2 dates girl. And then we have a little bit of a bridge into the chorus. I didn't used to be this way. Well, what way? She says she's not these things. And then, is it sort of a double negative? Oh, yikes. Okay, poets out there, help me out. I might be floundering with understanding what she's trying to write already. I didn't used to be this way. I know that I should feel ashamed. You know, isn't that... Oh, golly. Okay, I'm going to be digressing quite a bit. I can't help it. It's the way my brain works. She spent a lot of time in her podcast talking about shame and being ashamed, and she was also trying to co-opt that from a victim, you know, all of the domestic violence victims, and we shouldn't feel ashamed for having these things that happen to us, of course, which none of it ever happened to her. But she tries to co-opt it. It's just so bizarre. Okay. The chorus goes, bad, bad, bad. Just want a chance with you, who. I got it bad, bad, bad. Give me a chance with you, ooh. I got it for you bad. I want you bad. The poetic genius is just extraordinary, isn't it? That's sarcasm, folks. So the next part. This is similar to the first verse. Again, we have sort of the quick patter song type of singing. I'm not the girlfriend's opinions before I hit send. The analyze the life out of every look girl. That doesn't rhyme. The enter on a live stream don't seen either story. I'd like 'em 9 and you just seen Beaver. That's what she says. Now, again, the Hay Bale Sing doesn't say that, but this is what we analyzed. I think she's talking about sex. And she's barely in her 20s? Oh my God. I wonder what the like 'em 9 is. She wants them that long? She want them hung? Is that what we're talking about? And you just seen Beaver? Let's not talk about her beaver. We already know that she's tight. Let's not talk about the beaver. Not the buy a new dress to impress kind of girl. The shaman every day, just in case kind of girl. Shaman every day. Who's shaming her every day? Oh, the psychoses. Jesus Christ. On cloud 9 as we were meant to be, till I fall into a tizzy that you won't love me. Well, that's rather important, don't you think? How many men has she fallen into a tizzy of that rejected her, and then she tried to claim she got pregnant by them and filed orders of protection, all those nefarious things that were ill-gotten, evidently fraudulently. Then we have another recapitulation of the bridge and the chorus. I didn't used to be this way. I know that I should feel ashamed. Bad, bad, bad. Just want a chance with you, ooh, ooh, ooh. I got it. Bad, bad, bad. Give me a chance with you, ooh, ooh, ooh. I got it for you bad. I want you bad. And then there's a little instrumental interlude. And then we have sort of more recap of chunks of the chorus. I didn't used to be that girl. I know I shouldn't be that girl. Bad, bad, bad. Just want a chance with you, ooh, ooh, ooh. I got it bad, bad, bad. Give me a chance with you, ooh, ooh, ooh. I got it for you bad. It's so repetitive. It's just ridiculous. And then there's sort of the outro. Bad as chocolate. Chocolate isn't bad. Chocolate's amazing. Chocolate's only bad if you're an extreme diabetic. And, well, there's ways around that, too. They have no sugar chocolate. Chocolate is wonderful. There's no sin in chocolate. Now, there's definitely sin in what she does, but that's another subject for another day. Bad as chocolate. Bad as sin. Oh, gosh, religion already. I'm slipping and sliding. Boy, I'm caving in. So bad. On you, so bad. She's obsessed. She's obsessed. I mean, does this fall into the category of obsessive compulsive? I think it might. That's the gist of the song Bad. A lot of obsession, a lot of stocky behavior, a lot of just very aggressive. Oh my goodness. She's so creepy. She's just creepy. So let's take a look at our next song by Laura Owens, wannabe country singer, who didn't succeed at all. This one intrigued me because it talks about Mama Owens. And there's a lot of talk about Mama Owens. And there's a lot of talk about Daddy Owens and owing Chase Bank lots of money. So again, we'll listen to some little snippets from this album, this collection, and we'll talk as we go along.
No matter how many times I say this is not.
Ugh, that whiny voice just drives me crazy. Well, let's get through this quickly.
Goodbye. As soon as I leave, I know she'll go back inside and cry. I can't believe how the time has passed. It seems like yesterday. Mama's picking out my dresses and watching me play. I don't want her to worry. There's no reason for her to. I'll always fall back and ask myself, what would Mama do? Would she cry 'cause things weren't going quite her way? Try to fix.
Okay, we have to stop. We have to stop there. Who was having an absolute fit when the casita was raided, according to the documents? Who said the police aren't the real police? Who locked them out and they had to get breaching tools and threaten her with breaking in to drag her sorry ass out so they could conduct and serve their warrant? I think oh my goodness. The psychosis. We're repeating ourselves, aren't we? I have difficulty imagining Mama Owens as a regular crier, unless she uses it for manipulative purposes. I'm not sure. We haven't seen her with much emotional range in anything we've talked about or anything we've shown or discussed. I've thought, actually, there's a lot of sort of apathy emotionally with the Owens women we've seen so far. But we're going to get all emotive and try and paint Mama as being this just really delicate flower, and there's nothing for her to make her cry, but maybe I'll make her cry. What is she trying to say in some of these words? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I can't help it. Let's listen to a little bit of the chorus, and then we'll actually go through the words. Let's see what this thing does.
What's wrong? Can't forget what people say. Would she hold on to dreams that just aren't coming true? Yeah, when I don't know which way to go, I ask myself, what would mama do?
It's so fake. Southern drawl. Ask myself. Jesus, give it up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work when you're not authentic. Forget it. Okay, that may be some of the higher stuff she sings in a lot of this. That's sort of a B. That's a D. So that's, for a genuine alto, that's starting to get up there. But she sounds like she's forcing it a little bit. Not natural sounds, vocally speaking. And this, just for those who care, happens to be in the key of D. But let's go to the text. Again, as you've heard, there's not much musical range in some of this. There's not a whole lot of melodic development. There's really not much to go on. It's just it's almost like bad elevator music, but in a country flavor. It's stuff meant to ignore. There's nothing compelling about the music. There's nothing compelling about the lyrics. It just sort of is. So we'll take these words from all the best research and timelines, and we'll read through them. What would mama do? This is on the right side. I know it's small. I can't make it bigger. We cannot embiggen it. That's just the way these image files are. And it's not worth the effort to actually take them apart and make it so that one could do so. Again, you can take a look at these on Hey Bales, Substack, all the best research and timelines, and follow along for yourself. And the words of this song go like this. No matter how many times I say, this is not goodbye. As soon as I leave, I know she'll go back inside and cry. Or she'll run back inside and run to get candy bars to give to the police. I think that's more what happens than turning inside and crying. Don't think so. I can't believe how the time has passed. It seems like just yesterday. Mama's picking out my dresses and watching me play. Well, I would hope. Given Laura's penchant for picking rather slinky, seductive dresses, or at least that's what we've seen in all the photos, including publicity photos. She tries to be sort of a very sort of sexy glamour. It's weird. It's not. There's not a whole lot of cleavage per se, but we're trying to wear these really tight, form-fitting dresses and garish colors, and they're trying to. It's weird. It's a weird sort of trying to be sexy, isn't it? I don't find it appealing. Not that she's my type anyhow. Wrong species, lest I reveal too much. Mama's picking out my dresses and watching me play. I don't want her to worry. There's no reason for her to. No reason for her to worry? Well, there is now. You're indicted on 7 felony counts. There's no money. You're running a GoFundMe grift campaign, allegedly. And Daddy is going to get charged with a civil lawsuit by Chase Bank for being in the hole $50-some thousand and not making payments. I wonder what that could be for. Next stanza. Would she cry because things weren't going quite her way? Try to fix what's wrong and forget what people say. Well, there's a lot of people talking now, including friends like Rich Lieberman, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the family Owens. Would she hold on to dreams that just aren't coming true? And when I don't know which way to go, I ask myself, what would Mama do? Well, I have a feeling you and your mother aren't very different. And if the roles were reversed, I have a feeling that a lot of things would play out the same way. Next stanza, I know she wishes I had just a little more time to stay, and she worries about her little girl going on her way. Though there are times that I don't know which way I should go. As stubborn as she thinks I am, there's one thing that I know. She don't have to worry. There's no reason for her to, 'cause when all is said and done, I know what Mama would do. Typo there. Would she cry because things weren't going quite her way, trying to fix what's wrong and forget what people say? Would she hold on to dreams that just aren't coming true? And when I don't know which way to go, ask myself, what would Mama do? That's the chorus, more or less. And the final stanza, I know she thinks that now I'm gone and out here on my own. Well, not anymore. You're living behind the house. Well, and you have been for a few years. I'm gone and out here on my own and worries about how far away from home I've grown. I need to tell her somehow I need her even more now. Whichever way I turn, I'm going to be fine because I know that's what Mama would do. Yeah, oh. I asked myself, what would Mama do? Yuck. Thick as thieves, 2 peas in a pod. That's what Mama would do, and that's what Laura has done. The words say it all, folks. And this is 10 years ago. This is what, 2013, 12 years ago. And let's take a look at something else, and let's look a little more forward thinking. This is a collaboration she had with Matt Cabas, or is it Cabas? I'm not sure. And it's interesting, Matt Cabas, or Cabas, however it's pronounced. I can't help but wonder if maybe he might have been a love interest. He's kind of a cute guy, huh? He actually works in product design these days, but he sort of lingers about San Francisco doing musical things, evidently. So that's this guy who she co-wrote this song, and I think who does some rapping on it. This is a little more forward-thinking, musically speaking, a little more modern, a little bit more rock pop. It's got some intriguing elements. Produced by Sarah Emily Parrish, evidently. Now, one of the things that bothers me about all of her country stuff is there's absolutely no credit for any of the other musicians that are on those tracks. There's no names, there's no producer. It's just, Laura Owens, I'm the only one. That's all that ever happened here. I did it all. No, she didn't. She can't play any of those instruments. And I bet $1 million, I would bet all the money in the world that the family Owens has lost, I could play circles around her on anything with keys. But I digress and leave a few too many breadcrumbs for my future doxers. Never mind. But this is an interesting song. It's a little bit fresher, which I certainly appreciate myself. Called "Living Life in Flashbacks."
Don't wanna lose this, so I'm living life in flashbacks. I don't wanna lose this high, so I'm living life in flashbacks.
Cried about, I see her face, I'm frozen in the heat of the moment, I'm lost between all the love and all the rage, a decision I made, yet things haven't changed. Her perfect teeth and dangerous smile, she's got eyes of a goddess with a devilish power. Was she alone mistaken for a high? A decision I made.
Definitely not country, in my opinion. Not with that. Not with a little white boy rap going on, eh?
She's no longer mine.
I hope that you know what you did then. Our love, it was love, and baby, you were it. When I lost myself, we lost touch. When I lost myself, I lost us.
All right, that's enough of that one. As you can see, again, a little bit more modern tune. I actually like it a bit more than the country stuff, if I'm being totally honest. Production's a little better, more of a modern flavor in the accompanimental tracks. It's got a little bit of a nice groove to it. Again, nothing terribly musically interesting, especially melodically. Sort of a poppy tune. But I think it works a little better for her, and it's a little better managed from the engineering side of things, too. Everything else just feels so raw, even with all of the heavy auto-tune on Laura's country singing voice, which when you're kind of trying to do the southern drawl fakely, it really doesn't work. It just doesn't. I know it's a thing. You know, I get it. I know that's what all the engineers kind of do. We have to make everyone sound perfect. It ruins it. It ruins it for me, at least. So there's our little foray into some modern stuff with Laura. And just for giggles, because I happen to discover some of these things. And here's another one. And as you can see, lots of lipstick, a little bit of rouge going on there, and sort of a baseball. Is that a kind of a baseball sort of shirt? I'm not sure. It's got piping on it. Always makes me think of baseball. But this one, talking about alcohol, was co-written with Sister Sarah's husband, Christian Navarro. So anyone telling me that these people are off limits are insane, because they've been involved in some of her ventures. And we can talk about them because it's here in the public sphere. So boo-hoo. Just a little snippet of this, just to give you a sense. But yes, we are talking about old-fashioned, that's the drink, not ice cream, unfortunately. Little more country and feel already, but that's okay, even though I like the other one slightly better. Let's skip to the singing, shall we?
I barely know your name. I'd wanna
Yep, that's her.
make yours my last. I'm sleeping in your t-shirt every night.
No, you're not sleeping in my t-shirt at all.
Bartender, stop the bourbon. I'm switch.
Bartender, stop the bourbon. Some of her things just sound like trying to orgasm. Weird. Okay, that's enough of that one, shall we? Oh, I don't think I need to hear any more of that. That's enough. Let's take a look at our final and perhaps more scandalous one out of them all. This song is called My Turn, and it's pretty vindictive. It's rather conniving. It's pretty awful, to be quite honest. But there is a silver lining, at least for those of us who are music nerds. This one is written in F minor. And if you really want to be an A-plus music nerd, you will know that really it's the key of A flat. But this is in the Aeolian mode. Which means if we move it up to the 6th scale degree, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 in the A flat major scale, also known as the Aeolian mode again. And we play with it a little bit. And we stay within that mode. We get an interesting little groove. And that actually makes up the chorus of this particular tune. It's not a bad little thing. You could go around in circles with that for quite a while, couldn't you? But again, I'm no Billy Joel or Elton John, so we'll let Laura croon away a little bit just to give us some flavor of this piece, and then we'll read the text. Because, oh my goodness, if this isn't the pattern for what she would do to future boyfriends, I don't know what is. A little bit of an introduction, and she'll come on in just a second. Here we go.
I'm out on the town, but you don't know where.
Maybe she was hanging out in restaurants that she happened to see Mike Maricini in. Maybe? Perhaps? Is this about the right time? No, I think this is a little bit before, isn't it? Wasn't that late 20-teens? This is early 20-teens. Oh, God. Maybe this is about Andrew. Football player Andrew, who I think is in New Jersey now, if I'm not mistaken.
Gonna let you call me all night, let you pull out your hair. I might come home, or maybe I won't. Gonna let you wonder who I'm with. And if I'm behaving, you never know, I might get a little crazy.
Before she goes crazy, here it comes. The minor chorus in a modal key. It's, like I said, it's a nice little groove. If it were someone like Kelly Clarkson singing, it might actually be a decent song.
'Cause it's my turn to break your heart. Sit back and watch you fall apart. It's my turn to get in your head, make you second guess every word I've said. Put you through everything you did to me. 'Cause it's my turn.
There's your sample of My Turn with the vocal stylings of Laura Michelle Owens. So let's go back to the text. We've talked just a little bit about the musical structure of that, so let's just go right into the text because that is the best part. It's always the best part in these things. Although I do like that little groove, isn't it? I like that. That's modal music, and it goes back centuries, folks, so there's your music nerd moment for the day. The Aeolian scale. The text goes as follows. I'm out on the town, but you don't know where. Gonna let you call me all night, let you pull out your hair. That's rude. That's what we call ghosting, isn't it? I might come home, or maybe I won't. Well, I think most of the guys would prefer she never did. She's sort of like the stray cat you can't get rid of. Gonna let you wonder who I'm with, and if I'm behaving. Well, probably not, odds are. You never know, I might get a little crazy. Well, I think a little crazy is the understatement of the year, don't you? We're so crazy that we're being indicted for 7 felonies. How many times do I have to say it? So here's the chorus. 'Cause it's my turn to break your heart. Evil bitch. Sit back and watch you fall apart. Well, why would they be falling apart unless you're doing things to them, Laura? It's my turn to get in your head. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hello. She likes to be a manipulator. Make you second guess every word I said. And see, look, I've already got it written down. Gaslighting. Well, she is a gaslighting bitch. Oh my God, is she ever. And the funny thing is, I'm going to digress a lot this time. I was watching Shizzy Wisnut doing a dramatic reading of sorts of the paternity trial and how crazy she can't keep her lies straight. And it's extraordinary. We want to give her sort of a point for being a criminal mastermind for faking pregnancies and all that other stuff. But she couldn't keep her story straight. It was constantly changing. And of course, my theory is that she was improvising as she went along. And when something didn't work out, she'd have to just kind of raise the bar another notch and try something else. Listening to Shizzy and friends reading from the trial transcripts, it became a little bit more revealing to me that she wasn't nearly as brilliant as some of us gave her credit for. Just she really wasn't that smart. She just couldn't keep track of things. She kept changing her story. It's a wonder. It's a wonder how she's gotten this far in all of this, just being absolutely incompetent at pulling off her lies, number one. And number two, being stupid enough to keep changing the story and contradicting herself. Next verse. I'll come home covered in someone's cologne. I don't think she was very good at cheating, but what do we know? Maybe she did. Oh, could that have been? There were people that were speculating that some of the messages, when she made claims that she had been celibate for a year, that perhaps they found evidence, that being the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, that Laura was not in fact celibate. I don't know. Maybe she is a cheater. She seems to be a little bit of a slut in how she goes after people all the time. Next line. Who belongs to who? You'll never know. It's no big deal. I'm just having fun. Well, toying with men isn't just having fun. Fraudulently filing paternity orders and orders of protection and other filings and just trying to defraud people isn't fun. At least not when the law catches up to you, is it? If I string you along, if you say those three little words. Well, that's really what she wants to hear. Is she wants someone to actually say those words to her and mean it, but she's not going to get them from me either. There's going to be the loudest silence you've ever heard. Although, isn't it funny that it's what she wants every man to tell her, even the ones that absolutely can't stand her guts, and that's quite a majority of men so far. We have a recapitulation, a return to the chorus, because it's my turn to break your heart. Ugh, it's just so evil. Sit back and watch you fall apart. It's my turn to get in your head, make you second guess every word I said, put you through everything you did to me. Because it's my turn. As far as I know, there weren't any men that got pregnant and then accused her of impregnating them. Does anybody know different? She's just diabolical. Then there's a little instrumental, and then we have sort of a transitory bridge. I held on too long, singing a sad, sad song, hoping, praying, waiting for you to change. But now you're a sweet, sweet girl, gonna taste real wicked ways. But you never thought that I could play your game. But now it's my turn. It's my turn. We have some oohing and ohing. And a return to the chorus again. Now it's my turn to break your heart. Sit back and watch you fall apart. It's my turn to get in your head. Make you second guess every word I said. Put you through everything you did to me. I'm going to do every single little thing you did to me. It's my turn. Now it's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now, the other thing that caught my attention in this text, these lyrics, and in the lyrics of some of the others, was a regular self-referencing to being a little girl or a sweet little girl or a sweet, sweet little girl, or wanting to be mama's little girl, being dressed and mama picking our little dresses. What has stunted our growth here? We wonder, could I be right? Could there have been some abuse in her past that has yet to be revealed? We don't have a clear answer for that, other than things that are being alluded to in texts like these and in the behavior that we see. Behavior of crossing what are boundaries that most people would have, even in dating early on, being hypersexualized, things of that nature. It raises for me a number of red flags that I would think any competent parent would be concerned about. and hopefully would spend a little bit of time investigating. But I don't think Mommy and Daddy Owens are necessarily very competent. I think they've got issues of their own, and I think those are relationships, and I think they have some mental issues of their own. We know, according to Laura from the Jordan Belfort podcast, The Wolf on Wall Street, that at least Daddy Owens has bipolar. I would suspect he has some other things, but that's just me. We see other things in Laura, and genetically speaking, there's the conduit. But I also think Mama Owens has some issues again. There's just so much here. There's so many layers, and the more you look at them collectively and individually, it just becomes a bigger and bigger shit show to try and untangle. We're doing our best. This is at least insightful, but I think we're kind of getting to the end of some of this, don't you think? Yes, there's several other tunes. I don't find them compelling enough to really look at. If I find more, maybe I'll make an addendum. But I think that's enough. It's going to get dark soon. It's going to get noisy. I don't want to be recording all day. As you can probably tell, the voice is not in great shape. I don't know what's going on. It's probably allergies, and we've got lots of vocal fatigue. So we're struggling just to get through some of these simple things of talking about things that normally I'd find very interesting. But all of the strain is just a little bit much. It's probably allergies. Not enough pharmaceuticals, I guess, in my bloodstream to ward off things like this. But there we go. So there's our little sideshow into the freak show of Laura Owens and her country music career. It is a little bit of a freak show. The whole thing, the whole family is a bit of a freak show. And as more and more comes out, from financial issues to what could be next, it's just troubling. It's no wonder that she's staring down the barrel of 7 felony charges. And I wonder how much longer before we see charges for other family members. It certainly seems very likely. But in terms of our final farewell for this episode, just some updates on things. It will probably be quite some time before we see body cam footage of the raid on the casita. As Megan Fox kindly reminded us, she has FOIA'd some things from over a year ago, and she's still waiting for those. So we may not see any of the freaking out of the casita until long after this thing is over, or right until it happens. It's a little bit too close to call right now. We're keeping an eye on things. And again, thank you to all those who make comments. We like your comments. We like your input. Even if I don't always agree with it, I'm always interested. But if it gets out of hand, well, we'll deal with it as necessary, right? Right. So, all right, that's enough for now, folks. I hope you're having a great, safe, enjoyable 4th, eating lots of yummy food, doing fireworks safely where it's legal and all those good things. We're not so lucky here. People do it anyhow because, well, patriotism. But yes, don't burn down your cities or your forests, please. We don't want that. But otherwise, we'll see you next time, and hope it's a great holiday weekend for you all. Until then.
David Gingras, lawyer with flair, took on a case, thought he'd get somewhere. Laura Owens spun a tale so wild, claimed Clayton's twin said she bore his child. In the courtroom swing, they danced their plea, but the judge saw through that false decree. Paternity suit, it fell apart fast. Gingras' bold moves, they just couldn't last. 3 strikes, you're out. Gingras, hear the call. Your case struck out, watch it crumble and fall. Laura's lies, they swung and missed by a mile. 7 felonies down, no chance to restyle. Jazz it up, now the gavel's gonna slam. Gingras and Owens caught in their own jam. To the Arizona court, he appealed with might, tried to turn the tide in the legal fight. But the Supreme Court said no, not today. Your claims don't hold, they're slipping away. Judge Mata's ruling sharp like a knife. no truth in the claim. Gingras and Owens, they're losing the game. 3 strikes, you're out. Gingras, hear the call. Your case struck out, watch it crumble and fall. Laura's lies, they swung and missed by a mile. 7 felonies down, no chance to restyle. Jazz it up, now the gavel's gonna slam. Gingras and Owens caught in their own jam. Then the law came knocking with a heavy hand. 7 felony counts across the desert land. Fraud and perjury, tampering to Laura's web of lies. The jury saw through, forged a sonogram, spun tales under oath. Her stories collapse, no room for their growth. Maricopa's justice, it don't play no games. Now Laura's indicted, carrying all the blame. Oh, the saxophone wails, for the truth been told. Gingras swaggers faded, his case growing cold. Laura's dreams of victory, they're sinking in the sand. The law's got her number with the prosecuting hand. From the courtroom drama to the felony sting, this jazzy tale's got that bittersweet zing. 3 strikes, you're out. Gingras, hear the call. Your case struck out, watch it crumble and fall. Laura's lies, they swung and missed by a mile. 7 felonies down, no chance to restyle. Jazz it up, now the gavel's gonna slam. Gingras and Owens caught in their own jam. So let the trumpets cry, let the drums roll on. The tale of their downfall, forever it's sung. In the desert's heat, where the truth stands tall. Gingras and Owens, they took the big fall. Jazz it up now, let the story